Okay, I think I'm officially live. Why is the camera flipped? Hello, Christina. Okay, there we go. I think, can you guys hear me? Can you just signal back to me that you can hear me? Let me know. Hello from Michigan. Hi, Donna. Hi, Christina. Hello, Lynn. Yay. Hello, everyone. I can hear. Okay, you can hear me. Awesome. Okay, well, this is my first live, so do bear with me if I'm not doing something right. It took me a moment to figure it out. You can hear me. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, guys. So if you want to just kind of put where you're from, let me know what part of the world we're chatting from here. That would be awesome. And I'm going to start pulling up the questions. Maybe just give people a couple more minutes to come in. And then I'm going to pull up the questions that were submitted and everything that I've channeled so far. Amarillo, Texas. Lynn, you're in Austin, Texas. Ottawa. Ooh, fellow Ontarian. Hello. Southwestern Ontario. Sweet. Awesome. Very good. Hello from Michigan. Awesome. So good to see you guys. So good to connect. Okay, so let's get into it. I want to start. I don't really want to waste any time here. I'm just going to try and figure out how I can do this. I can't see you while I'm reading these. England, all the way from England. Awesome. Hello. Okay. So the first question came in from Michelle, and like I mentioned previously, I'm not going to get into too many details. I don't want to read the full message that you guys sent me just to protect your privacy, but I do want to touch on the main points, the issues essentially that you were talking about. So Michelle says that she knew that it was in her best and highest good to break up with a man that she had been with for nearly 4 years. That this man was not able to hold space for her authentic self, and that she just felt like it was time to leave. Let me see what else here. That she was ready to remember her own power and dreams and to be free to flow with that and to flow with spirit. So there's many signs that she's also been getting. Michelle, if you're here, that's awesome. And she feels like she's made the right decision. And so she was asking if there was any insight to what the future holds and or why or what has led to these massive steps that she has taken. And Michelle, what came through for you specifically was the shift that you experienced in December that you mentioned in your email was a shift back to your authentic self. There was this reconnection to lost parts of yourself. And I'm getting goosebumps just as I'm talking about it. So you did the right thing letting him go. It was definitely something that you were intuitively guided to do at this time. He was not able to rise with you in frequency. And that was a big part of the message that I was getting for you, that this person was just not able to rise in frequency to actually hold space for your own rising. And so for any of you listening, when you have someone in your life that is not able to hold space for you, that person is going to most likely end up leaving your life in one way or another, because they can't hold space. And what it means to hold space for someone is to be at a frequency where they can match you. And if they can't match you in frequency, they're just not going to be able to hold that space, right? So he was not able to rise, and nor was he. It was like he wasn't meant to rise with you, because this is where the journey was meant to end essentially for you. So I feel like you've definitely made the right choice leaving, or just making the decision to separate. And he has a lot of learning to do. I was also getting that this person also needs other karmics, other people in his life that he is going to have different kind of learning with. You also need to be alone right now, Michelle. You are elevating into a bigger role that you're meant to step into with a higher frequency, and this requires recalibration. And I was also getting that you're an empath. As a matter of fact, a very sensitive empath. So you being in this relationship was more beneficial for everyone around you than it was for you. And I think that you felt this intuitively for a long time. It was just something that you were having a hard time letting go or releasing. You are also a giver. I was getting that you're very, very compassionate and almost too compassionate at times. So being in this dynamic was very overbearing, overwhelming, and very draining for you. It was like the 4 children that you had mentioned in the email. So it's like the family, everyone that was around you was essentially draining you in ways that maybe you weren't aware of. So you were definitely playing small. You were contracting yourself to fit into this family, and you're in recalibration mode right now. That was the shift that you felt in December. It was this I'm seeing it as a step up. So it was like this next level that you were moving into vibrationally. And this recalibration mode that you're in right now is detoxing their energy from your own. So there's like this shedding process that is taking place right now. You're also clearing anything that you picked up from them energetically. So this was very, very necessary. Like I said, there's a reassignment, a new spiritual task that your soul always knew had to be fulfilled. And what I was actually getting for you, Michelle, was that this was something that you were trying to accomplish, trying to complete in a different lifetime, and you weren't able to. For whatever reason, in that lifetime, it just couldn't happen. So in this lifetime, you came back fully determined to accomplish this goal this time around. It is a part of your mission. It is a part of your learning to own your power, to let it shine bright, to find your own voice, and to no longer hold back parts of yourself that need to be seen, that need to be shared with the world. So that's essentially the message that I got for you, Michelle. And it was you're just a very good person. Like the heart is what I kept getting focus on. So keep that in mind. Keep in mind that you are highly sensitive and that you can't just share your energy with whoever. Okay. So I hope this message finds you, Michelle, if not right now here in the live, because I don't see if you're here or not. But then you'll see it in the replay. So I hope that information is helpful for you. Let's move on to the next person because there's a lot to get through. So Naya was the next person who sent a message. Now, Naya, just for a little background story, she says she had a spontaneous Kundalini awakening in 1997, disconnected from spirit, followed by 12 years of chronic illness. So from 2012 to 2024, there was a chronic illness that you were dealing with. Return November 1st. I'm not sure exactly what that means. I'm guessing the illness returned. The question was belief through the Kundalini. So she has a belief because of this Kundalini awakening, I guess, to have desire and wants takes me away from the gift of the present. There was also something about getting out of my own way. Let spirit lead. Plans, manifestations, goals, challenge this. Isn't spirit always guiding? So that was the question from Naya. So Naya, the Kundalini awakening revealed and pushed to the surface a bunch of soul fragmentation for you. This is like fragmented energy that was manifesting as illness. So this is what the 12 years of illness was for you. It was like a massive, not only awakening, but like a recalibration, a coming back together. I'm seeing all the pieces coming back into you, all those fragmented and lost pieces of you. And so the illness was triggered by this. It was like, as soon as the Kundalini awakening happens, it oftentimes pushes a lot of stuff to the surface. And it's pushing because the energy starts from the base, right? It starts from the base of the spine and it starts to push energy up and out of us. And so it can actually manifest as illness. It can manifest as something very, very difficult to deal with. You can heal it, reintegrate those fragmented parts of you in this lifetime. So I think that's a big part of your mission, Naya, is to reintegrate parts of yourself that have been lost. The thing that you said about the belief that you have a desire or to have a desire or any wants takes you away from the gift of the present moment. That actually is not true. So I'm not sure where you got that idea, but it's not true. So you can be present while simultaneously having desires. Okay. So I don't want anyone to misunderstand that. It's being present in the moment and simultaneously having desires are kind of two separate things. So life evolves, so do we, right? And what we want changes based on who we are in any given moment. So the desires are never going to go away. It's not something that you should try and push away or think that there's something wrong with you because you have desires. Absolutely not. It's perfectly normal. It is perfectly healthy. As a matter of fact, your desires are constantly shifting based on who you are in any given moment. The next thing here that you were talking about, getting out of your own way, letting spirit lead, plans, manifestations, goals, challenging this, isn't spirit always guiding? So your plans, manifestations, or goals are guided by your own spirit, which is eternally connected to the creator, right? This is how it works. The issue at hand is that you see yourself as separate from your creator, and thus your ego is convincing you that your goals are misaligned with the creator's goals for you. So keep this in mind, okay? For all of you, let me just click back here for a second. For all of you watching, what you are desiring, what you want to accomplish in life is actually what spirit wants for you. There is no separation here. The only separation that is created is the separation of the ego. That's it. The ego creates the separation. So your desires are always actually in alignment with spirit's desires for you. How you go about it, though, is the key, right? So I think a lot of people, and this is a huge issue, and even something I personally dealt with before my awakening, is a lot of us think that we are separate from God. There's this misconception in all of society that we are separate. We are not separate. We are all together. We are all connected constantly. And God is actually within. We are the creator. The creator simply expresses itself through us. Okay. Now let's move on to the next person because I really am trying to get through everyone here. So this one came in from Colleen. So Colleen had mentioned that she was going through an awakening and feels called into healing, especially dogs. She mentioned that her 3-year-old German Shepherd mix is acting off, but she can't figure out what's wrong. He's my baby and originally thought maybe animal healing is intuitive, but now I'm second guessing myself. Any idea how to help my Remington or which direction I should be going? Colleen, for Remington, your beautiful little doggy, what I was getting is that there's some type of a digestive issue, and it was coming in through on the right side. Transverse colon, I was hearing as well. And I actually had to Google transverse colon for dogs. I didn't even know if dogs had transverse colons because I know humans do. But when that came through as a message, I actually Googled it just to make sure, to confirm, I guess. There was something blocking the flow. So I don't know if Remington was constipated, and I kept seeing white poop. So I don't know if it was something that Remington had eaten or something that got into his system. I'm assuming Remington's a boy, got into his system that, ate something that he shouldn't have. That's what I was getting. Inflammation in the digestive tract, low energy, and a heavy walk is how I was seeing or perceiving Remington. Now, the help that spirit is offering here is for you to place your hand on the area to send healing. So just an FYI for all of you pet owners out there, you absolutely have the capacity to heal your pets, to help them, support them energetically, to send them healing light. And all you have to do is place your hand on your animal, have them lay in your lap or whatever, and and just like pet them and send them energy, consciously send them healing light through you, not from you. Okay. So I was also getting to massage the area to loosen any stuck stool, maybe even x-ray. I was seeing x-ray imaging. So perhaps you need to take your dog in for an x-ray. And a water fast was coming through. I don't know if dogs usually do that, but a water fast for Remington for a day or two to prevent more buildup and allow whatever is stuck in there to pass through. So that was also coming through for your pup. So I sincerely hope that your puppy is okay and that they're doing better. I feel like they're going to recover from this, but this was the other message actually was also coming through, that you wanting to or having this desire to heal animals, this is it's almost like Remington is supporting you with this. So him getting sick is an opportunity for you to practice this, for you to actually really tap into this healing ability that you have and sort of test it out with your own pup. So that was a very interesting, very awesome message for you coming through, Colleen. Thank you so much for that question. Now, the next message was from Tibbe. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Tibbe is in East Africa, Ethiopia, and has relationship and career questions. Still single, don't have a partner compatible with me. I'm multidisciplinary, but still I don't get a career that fulfills my soul. So what's the advice? Okay, so Tibbe, the channeling that came in for you is, I kept hearing that, I don't know if you're convincing yourself or your ego is convincing yourself, but I kept hearing, I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that. It's like you want partnership, but something within you keeps resisting it. So there's this inner resistance that I kept picking up and feeling from you. Something you told yourself when it came to women or partnership is that I'm too busy, I don't have time for that. But the underlying feeling that I get from it is fear. So there is a fear of either connecting, a fear of vulnerability. I need to focus on my career and work is what I wrote down here. So I was getting that. And this is coming from a deep fear of connecting, of vulnerability. It is easier to keep your heart closed. You feel overwhelmed from deep feelings, I also wrote down. So there is this, definitely this overwhelm and this fear of intimacy. And this isn't necessarily physical intimacy, but all levels of intimacy, right? Just that vulnerability, that opening the heart space. There was also a mother wound I was picking up for you, Tibbe. There's unhealed mother wounds causing a disconnect with women specifically. So there's some work that you need to do around that. Father was an example of this behavior. So father, I was also picking up that your dad was not very affectionate, emotionally very unavailable. And I typoed actually accidentally, and I literally wrote run available. So I don't know if he ran or disconnected from you guys or left you. I was getting absence. So your father was absent a lot or completely, that he prioritized other things over you, over your mother, or over the family. So there's definitely like a father disconnect who's sort of absent, and then a mother wound as well that I was picking up for you. There's also root chakra blockage that I felt, and that was like very sort of intense pain that was coming through when I was channeling. So there's root, which is your family, your history, your ancestors. There's something around that needs healing as well. Carrying burdens, heaviness from the ancestral line. So there was a lot of ancestral heaviness and burdens that you're carrying that also need to be released. So if there's a healer, a spiritual healer, someone that you can see where you live, that would be awesome for you. What else here for you? Fear of commitment, abandonment wound. There was also something about you driving a lot. I don't know what you do for work, but I kept seeing you in a car a lot. It was a light blue car. I don't know if that's accurate channeling there or not, but that's what I was picking up on, was light blue. There's an incredibly outwardly focused energy within you as well. So lots of distractions. You're constantly getting in the way of you connecting with your inner truth. You're always very external. You're never internal. You never take time to pause, to reflect within, or to even go within. And I'm hearing it's out of fear. It's like you don't want to see the darkness, the shadow, I think, that is within you, that those wounds that need healing. And the last couple messages to Baby here for you was that ADHD was actually coming through for you as well, due to ungrounded, disrupted root chakra, which is out of balance. There's no anchor point within yourself. So there's just, like I said, major root chakra healing that needs to happen here. Mother wound, father wound, that needs also correcting and healing and releasing at this time. There's also overthinking, over-analyzing everything. So you're really cerebral. You're always up in your head. Too much mental energy is leaking out, and this is keeping you distracted from your heart's true desires. So that's what I was getting for you, Tibbe. Some of the messages were more detailed, like there was more stuff coming through, and others it was less. It really actually depends on the questions you guys sent in and how much information you give me. it just allows me to pick up on your energy more easily. So let me just go back here. See, I'm just trying to scroll through. I'm multitasking. Okay. Next message was from Janet. Let me see here. So Janet is currently experiencing a crisis that she says I never would have thought I'd experience. Without going into detail, so Janet was one of those individuals that didn't go into very much detail at all. She was just wondering what kind of information I could get, kind of just from that one sentence. Currently experiencing a crisis that she never would have thought she would experience. Now, here's what came through for you. So Janet, I was picking up on some type of an identity crisis that you are currently in. There is an internal break. So as soon as I tapped into your energy, thank you, Spirit. As soon as I tapped into your energy, what I saw was like a mirror, and you were reflected in this mirror, or it's like you were the mirror. I don't know, but that's sort of the visual I was getting. And it literally cracked in half and slid apart like this. So there was a visual of you breaking into two. The crack was at the heart and solar plexus level. It kind of went across the heart space and your solar plexus, which is your power center. This crisis is meant to break you open. So that's the message I was hearing with that, is that you are being broken open at this time. And I know, believe me, I know that can be very, very, it can feel like a crisis. Like it can feel really difficult. But what I was getting is that you were too complacent, Janet. You were too cemented into who you thought you were. So this crisis happened to shake you up and to shake you out of this rut, out of this complacency, out of this stagnation that you have been in. Because you lost your identity, like your true identity. So this chaos brings a much needed change for you. And I know a lot of times, we don't see chaos as that, but that's exactly what it's doing. So open up to receiving help. You feel like you have to deal with this on your own. I was hearing I should be able to take care of this. It's not for someone else to solve. So there's this false perception that you have around this. And I think now more than ever, you really, really need to reach out for support. And if you don't have people in your life that can support you, then definitely support through a healer, through counseling, through coaching, through something like that. Because that's a part of this chaos, is you allowing someone in, is for you just to allow support, allow help, allow someone to hold space for you and to help you. What else was here? I was also hearing stubborn pride. So Janet, there might be some stubborn pride that you are experiencing. This is definitely an ego construct. So kind of just check in with yourself about that. This is ego. Old identity is in crisis because the shedding process has begun through a rude awakening. That's the message I was getting for you. So something caught you off guard. It shocked you. I was hearing, I can't believe it. Like, I can't believe this is happening. So this is, like I said, it's just a shedding process that has begun. And for any of you tuned in right now, if you delay dealing with something that you have an issue with, something that is an internal problem for you, and the longer that you delay dealing with it, the more it builds up pressure. And what happens is, because of the energies we're in right now, is it just explodes to the surface. So I always recommend to people is try not to wait for that to happen. Try not to wait for you to get to the point where you are literally just bursting at the seams, I'm hearing, because you've shoved something down for so long. Okay. It's very toxic, very unhealthy. So let whatever is rising out of you right now to rise, to move through, sit with it, observe it. Don't judge it. Just allow yourself to connect with that pain, to feel into it actually. Okay. Through my own dark night of the soul, I know firsthand, you can't bypass pain when it comes to healing. I find that going into the pain is what allows us to heal it. So Janet, I wish you So much love, and I send you my love and my support. And if you actually do need some support, you can check the link in the description box. There is a way to connect with me to do a coaching session, but I definitely would recommend, Janet, that you get some help with this. The last thing here for you was that understanding the purpose of why this is happening and what it's doing, what you are moving through, is why you reached out to me in the first place. So I think on a soul level, you're actually trying to understand what is going on with you. So what you need to understand about this situation. So like I said, if you feel called, you can connect with me or connect with another healer, but definitely do that. So that is Janet. And let me look at Jan. The next message is from Jan, or the next question. Jan or Janriel, hopefully I'm saying that right. So you had asked me about body functions. Food doesn't move properly through your system. There has been multiple challenging issues over the past 8+ years. Friends with people who were rocking some dark energy, you were saying. Yes, okay. And you were the one who mentioned about the black magic attacks over the last 8 years. What else here did I highlight? Okay, so regarding the digestive issues, yeah, and you were saying that every time that you inquire, that you get a message that you don't need a doctor or a surgeon or a colonoscopy, that your issue is black magic related or dark energy attacks. I've come at it from as many angles as I can think of. I feel it may be something so obvious, I'm just missing it. It feels energetic. I'm praying that you might have some insight on what it is I'm not seeing so I can clear it. Jan, for you, the very first thing that came through was that you are leaking energy at the solar plexus, again, at your power center. There's like a crack or like a break in that energy. These are wheels, right? These are circles, our energy centers. And there's a crack or like a little fissure in yours where you're leaking out energy. A shift in your perception needs to happen when it comes to black magic. And this is something I would like to clarify actually for everyone watching today, that if you believe that you are being attacked by outside forces, it's a message I received from spirit, then what you're going to do is you're actually going to attract that to yourself. You're going to draw it in and magnetize it in. What needs to happen is for all of us to be in our power and to know that you actually have power over darkness and even over black magic. While black magic can have an effect on us, yes, but if you are spiritually protecting yourself, and when you are in your power and you embody that power, and you know for a fact that I am protected and that the divine is so much more powerful than any black magic sent my way. If you get into that perception and that mindset, and you stop giving your power away to this belief, to the fear of it, to feeling like it has power over you, then this isn't going to be an issue any longer. So black magic has no effect on someone with high frequency. So Jan, I think the focus for you needs to be elevating your frequency, getting into this mindset that I am safe and I am protected at all times, and nothing and no one has power over me. I have power over me and the divine protects me. So focus on keeping yourself elevated. And music is your bridge I was getting for you. So music is the bridge that you can walk across into the 5D. Because you had mentioned here that you are, that you create songs. You're a lifelong musician and you regard yourself as a song catcher. How beautiful. Metaphysical music. So music is the frequency, the vibration that keeps you safe. Forget the black magic stuff, okay? You're not under attack. You're not being bombarded. Forget all of that. I think this is a strong belief that you're holding on to. And for some reason, Spirit's showing me the brain right now. It's like, pluck this out, pluck this belief out of your mind and chuck it, okay? Chuck it in the fucking bucket because this isn't serving you in any way. What else was I getting for you? Yeah, so music is the bridge. Your sacral chakra is sluggish. So when I tuned into your physical body, because you're saying you have digestive issues, the sacral chakra is sluggish. You're holding emotional energy of resentment. Something that happened to you has not been processed. because I kept hearing, I can't digest it, I can't break it down, meaning that you don't have clarity or understanding about why something happened. And that is what's causing this powerlessness within you. And when your chakras are not functioning properly, when those energy centers are not spinning at the rate and at the speed they're supposed to be, then what happens is it starts to affect, it's like your digestive system is just the physical manifestation to show you, your body showing you that energetically something is wrong, something is up. And the sacral chakra holds our emotions. It is the seat of emotion. Okay. So when there are unprocessed feelings, they cause blockages in your sacral chakra. And that's what I was picking up for you, Jan, that's what's happening. Your root chakra is also impacted. So I was getting strange family dynamics. So there's some kind of strange family dynamics for you that need to be sorted out, that you either need to separate yourself from. Yeah, because I'm seeing this distance that you need to separate yourself from that, to allow your healing journey to begin. So physically, when I was asking Spirit about, is there anything going on actually physically that she can manage, that she can do about this digestive problem, what I was getting was parasites and leaky gut. So there's a recolonization that is needed for your microbiome. You need to do a cleanse, an intestinal cleansing, and have a look at parasites. You can either get tested for this, you can do live blood cell analysis to get tested for it. And I was getting leaky gut. So I think the diet itself needs to change. Your digestive system is also extremely sensitive. So it really matters, Jan, what you eat. You can't just eat whatever. It's really sensitive. I was also being reminded of the doshas. I don't know if you guys know what the doshas are. So in Ayurvedic medicine, we need to eat according to our doshas. So the three doshas are Pitta, Vata, and Kapha. And finding out what you are, and there's online, just like Google it. There's going to be different ways that you can test to see what your doshas are. And you need to eat according to your doshas, okay? So your doshas are basically your energy system, whatever feeds your energy well. So when and what you eat also matters. Your body is sensitive to many foods I was getting. So there's a lot of like allergic reaction and inflammation that's happening in your body, okay? So that's everything I was getting for you, Jan, about the digestive issues. And the next message here is from Lynn. And Lynn, I saw you in the chat, so hello, this one's for you. So Lynn, I absolutely loved kind of just everything. The way that you wrote your email was really awesome. Like it just helped me to understand where you're at and gave me some insight. So Lynn had mentioned that you are very intuitive, also that you're a prophetic dreamer. You have been since you were a child, and that you have been through a lot in this lifetime. Most light workers have. And you can't quite understand what's happening, especially when you are working to shift vibrations into a new direction. Some really difficult things have happened for you in the last couple of months, Lynn, that you mentioned. You lost your job and you had to put your dog down. And I'm so sorry to hear that. It's just, I feel you. Like I lost a pup too that I very, very dearly loved. So I know what it's like to lose a dog. She was the love of your life. You've also lost family members, including a partner. I don't want to reveal too much here. I just want to, let me see. So you're saying that letting Hazel go made all of that feel like a breeze. And then not too long after your pup passed, you were also in an accident, in a car accident. And then your rental was broken into. Like, oh my God, talk about back to back to back. So on a deeper level, you know that there's something big happening. You're so used to things going sideways basically in your life that you can't see a way forward anymore. You're stepping into photography full-time, which is awesome. I'm so excited for you for doing that. And it's something that you've been afraid to do for a long time because you thought you were doing something wrong by not using your natural gifts and education. So let me see here. Oof, okay, Lynn, I got quite a bit for you actually. Okay, so the channel message that came through for you was, first of all, you are elevating, you are moving into a higher frequency without even needing to work on it. Okay. So that was like message number one. It's like, don't try so hard is what I'm getting for you. Okay. Don't try so hard and don't feel so, um, what's the word? Almost anxious, almost like overwhelmed by this process. Just allow yourself to flow more, relax more. Okay. The thing I was getting about your puppy is that Hazel is a part of your soul family. So the reason why you had such a deep connection with Hazel is because Hazel is a part of your soul family. Um, I'm hearing Hazel was assigned to you specifically at a time in your life when you needed her the most. So this is like literally soulmate energy, and I'm just covered in goosebumps as I'm saying this. So it's like literally like soulmate energy that you have with your dog, and I think that's so beautiful, so wonderful. And she came into your life and stayed with you to be a spiritual companion. So during that difficult phase of your life, and the fact that you were alone and the fact that you just didn't have the kind of support around you that you needed, Lynn, was the reason why Hazel came to you. It was like you both drew each other in. You needed each other. And her contract was to be with you until you got to a certain frequency. And now that you are there, her contract ended and she will now support you from the other side. So I definitely saw that. I don't know if you've had any experiences with her since she has passed, but I see her around you all the time. She's constantly with you. I see her standing with you in the kitchen, and she's just there. She's like in spirit there, hanging out with you all the time. So she's not actually gone. I don't want you to feel like she's gone. I don't also want you to feel like you're never going to see her again, because you will. There's definitely a reconnection that is going to happen in the afterlife with her. I was also just getting a message that I think she may guide the next puppy into your life. So she may guide the next pet that you have to find you, to come in for you. So let me see here. Hang on, where did I? Sorry, 1 second. I lost my place. Oh, there we go. Okay. So you have also been clearing your karma for the past couple of months. So if things really amped up, and like when a lot of negative things happen back to back and it's unexpected and you're just like, what the hell's going on? Like, I'm doing all this work to like elevate my vibration and whatever. It's like, why is this happening? That is why it's happening, because you're clearing karma. So any remaining karma that you can't and shouldn't take with you into this 5D new life that you're creating for yourself had to go, and it had to be detoxed. It had to be experienced by you in order to not only teach you valuable lessons about your strength and about who you truly are, but also to help you. It's like resilience. It helps to build resilience. It helps you recognize that, oh my God, like everything that I experienced, like I'm still standing, I'm still here. So this is paying off karmic debt, and paying off karmic debt is very uncomfortable. We all experience it. This karmic debt could have been from this lifetime. It could have been for previous lifetimes. That doesn't even matter so much where it's from. It needed to go. You had to have these experiences. It was like the last bit of like bullshit I'm hearing. It was like the last bit of bullshit that you had to kind of go through and experience. This has all been preparing you for the next phase of your journey, Lynn. So you are preparing for something big. I'm hearing for like a big breakthrough, breakout. Yeah, thank you, Spirit. There's something big that you're moving into, that you're about to experience, and so all of this had to be cleared out. Hazel's spirit will remain by your side as a companion, and I'm not sure, you didn't mention what kind of dog Hazel was. I was getting like beagle or pit bull. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but that's what was coming through for me. The accident and the theft after Hazel's death was a chain reaction of events initiated by the immense feeling of loss within you. So that was also part of it. Not only were you karmically clearing, but you were also essentially manifesting more experiences of loss because you felt Hazel's loss to be such an intense loss. It's like you were just so enveloped in the energy of loss. And this is why, like, I view death, I think, very differently from the average. Death isn't something that, like, we shouldn't mourn for too long, even though it is terribly painful to lose someone. The mourning process, you have to go through to what feels right for you, but I don't want you sitting in this energy of sadness. I don't want you sitting in this energy of loss, because unfortunately it can become so strong, so powerful, that you end up just kind of attracting more loss into your life in different ways. Do you see what I'm saying? So that was a part of it too that was coming through. um where am I here? I really should have put some spaces. So there's an underlying heavy energy connected to fear of loss. I've lost things, people, my whole life. I kept hearing that. So in general, Lynn, you need to address this energy of loss that you're still carrying within you. And where are you carrying this? I'm getting sacral chakra. So again, in the emotion, in the seat of emotion, in your sacral chakra is where you're carrying this energy. So doing sacral chakra work would be very helpful. Perhaps coaching, counseling, yoga, even like doing different yoga poses that help to open the sacral chakra, help release that energy for you, will be very helpful, because all the loss that you have experienced has served a purpose for you to learn detachment in this lifetime. And I have actually experienced a ton of loss in my own life as well. And I know that one of the biggest lessons from that was to learn detachment, to learn that everything and everyone is temporary in our lives, to not take that for granted. It's a very deep soul learning. It's very painful, but it's a very deep soul learning that comes from loss. So any of you watching right now and experiencing loss in your life, that's what this is really about, is to understand and to learn detachment. It's to make you stronger than you want to be, to build resilience and self-reliance. So Lynn, I was also getting that there's a lot of chaos and destruction or distraction energy in your life to break you down so you can build yourself back up on a new foundation. So the foundation within you, Lynn, is what needs to be restructured, is being recalibrated at this time. So everything that you are experiencing is for your best and highest good, even if it doesn't feel like that, even if you feel like you're being put through the ringer right now, it is truly serving a higher purpose. And I really hope that you see that. Yeah, you're building a new foundation right now. The reset button has been hit. That was something that I was also hearing for you. So your old job needed to go because it provided financial stability for you, Lynn, but it wasn't in alignment with your soul's calling. So there was like a lack of fulfillment with that old job. There was financial security, but there was lack of fulfillment. So you're also meant to bust through your own financial glass ceiling, and that was a part of it too. So it's like every bad thing that has happened to you is just trying to make you aware of your own shadow aspects, of your own fears, okay? So there is this like financial glass ceiling that you believe in or that you perceive in your own life. And so losing the job is contributing to helping you recognize that. And I was getting right shoulder and throat neck pain while I was channeling this for you. So there was something about the right shoulder. There was like this heaviness. There's something about financial burdens too coming in for you. And throat neck is all about speaking your truth, communicating your truth, expressing. This is also willpower comes from throat chakra. So you're afraid to receive money. You're afraid to receive love, support, companionship, because you're afraid of losing it. Because there's been so much loss in your life, there's this blockage right now within you that prevents you. There's like a resistance within you that is preventing you from calling in better experiences. Okay, so there's this awareness that you need to have around that. What else? Your energy is not allowing it in. Yeah, and I kept seeing like a tap, but the tap was only dripping. So it wasn't fully on. And that was very symbolic of how much you are allowing into your life at this time. What else? So you're moving through a massive transition. Who you will be on the other side of this transition is going to shock you, Lynn. That was the other message I was getting. Like, she doesn't even know, like, you don't even know yet who you're going to be. And I was getting this very confident, like fully in your power, full awareness of and connected to your deeper soul essence. Like, this is who you're transitioning into. You're in like the limbo phase, the transformation phase right now. The caterpillar turning into mush, I'm seeing that right now. So it's like you're like just about to ready. You're just about ready to come out of the cocoon. But that's the process that you're moving through. So there's this incredibly confident, powerful version of yourself that is actually emerging and rising out of everything that you have gone through. And you're going to be doing something other than what you thought you were going to be doing. That too, I was getting strongly for you. Something about animal photography. I kept seeing a farm. I don't know if there's a connection to farms for you. Even weddings, like maybe, or like people, like like doing that kind of photography. Something outside. Like, I kept seeing you outside doing photography outside. And I was also getting, Lynn, that you have a very, very pure heart. So working with animals is like, it's just your jam. Like, it feels very natural to you. It feels like a calling I'm hearing for you. So I don't know if that resonates or not. But that's what I was getting. So we shall see what comes back. I would love to hear feedback from any of the people I've channeled for as well. Next person is Aaron. So Aaron said, yeah, okay. So Aaron, you had your first spiritual awakening in 2008 when you got sober in a 12-step program after 15 years of alcohol and meth addiction. That's awesome. Congratulations to that for you for doing that. That's absolutely incredible. And you said that you were doing lots of meditation and prayer at the time. You felt very connected to spirit, but you got complacent in your practice, and after a few years relapsed in February of 2018, a few months shy of your 10th sobriety anniversary. My goodness. Fortunately, you were able to find your way back into the 12-step program, and you're working on your sobriety. So you're not totally sober right now, but you are definitely working on that. And then you're saying that you had a second, even deeper spiritual awakening. And Aaron, you were saying that you would like to start a YouTube channel, but you're struggling with who your audience would be. That you would like to help recovering addicts and alcoholics, but you would also like to be of service to humanity at large. And your question was, do you think it's a good idea to have a narrow scope for an audience, or would it be better to go wider? Am I overthinking this? Yes, you are. Okay, Aaron. So what I was getting for you is that your journey with addiction has served a very deep purpose, much deeper than you even realize. This is something that you signed up for, to overcome this pattern in this lifetime and to help others with it. This is also something that you are carrying through your lineage. So addiction is a pattern through your lineage, through your ancestors, through your family. And I believe that you are the person that is going to break this pattern within your family dynamic, within your lineage. The YouTube idea that you were talking about in the email was like sharing what you've learned and overcome with addiction is also healing for you. And that's why you have been guided to this idea. So this is a very important process. I think you should 100% go for it. Do the YouTube channel, start it, and definitely talk about the addiction aspect that you were mentioning. Stop overthinking the scope or the effect. Stop worrying about being too specific with your niche, because addiction is one of the biggest issues in today's society and needs to be talked about and healed by many. Okay, so there are multiple different ways that we can have addictions. Addiction isn't only substance abuse. So I really want you to kind of like broaden your horizon, broaden your perspective around this, because this is a massively, and I'm getting such goosebumps as I'm talking about it. Thank you, Spirit, for the confirmation. This is a massively important issue in society right now that literally millions need help with. So please stop overthinking it you will be of service to humanity at large by helping recovering addicts and alcoholics. Um, and just by talking about addiction in itself. Okay. So don't separate the two. You are also going to be supporting people who have dealt with an addict. So there was a message coming through about this channel, and the work that you are intending to put out into the world is also going to support many people who have had family members who have dealt with addiction, alcoholics and different things like that. So your messages will help them to understand their loved ones better and provide comfort and healing to those people. So do you see how there's this multifaceted experience here from you doing this YouTube channel? Don't worry about the niching down or your audience or who you're actually talking to, because the right people will find you. The people that need to hear your messages are going to find you. Okay. So I want you to let that go. It's just a limiting perception that you have that I want to kind of crack and break through here for you today. Okay. Yeah, and then what I said earlier, that more people are affected by addiction than you realize. This is actually a huge pond that you're diving into. Also, trust your own intuitive guidance, Erin. Okay, let the messages flow through you without impeding them with your ego's judgments. Okay, so there's a message I was getting about just allowing things to flow. Let whatever words want to come without you getting in the way, without you overthinking it. So whatever wants to flow through you will be for the best and highest good, not only for yourself, but for everyone else. Okay. So trust yourself more, Erin. Start the channel ASAP. Let yourself have fun with it and let it ignite your passion. This is what I channeled for you, and this is what came through. Okay, and we've got 3 minutes, so I'm going to get to one last one here. This one I didn't actually even get a chance to make any notes on. I didn't channel, so I'm going to just channel this one in real time. This one is from Christine, or some of these usernames. Sorry, I don't know. No, Kristen, maybe, or Christina. The spelling is a little bit different, so sorry about that if I butchered your name. So you were saying that your son almost died a year and a half ago, and that he's still here, but will be a TPN patient for the rest of his life, meaning that he needs to be not even tube fed, but drip fed. That's what TPN patient is. Would you be able to tell me anything about what his future will be like? Okay, I don't want to provide those details. You live in Canada. Okay, so for you, regarding your son, so everything that happened to him, again, was something that was meant to happen. It was an experience. There's something about awareness. His story, his situation is going to bring some type of awareness to other people about some type of a medical issue. You're talking here about potentially suing the hospital or maybe even the doctor. So there's like some type of a malpractice issue, some type of something got messed up in the medical system. So it's like his story is going to bring and is going to reveal things to other people about how the medical system isn't quite addressing issues in the way that it should be addressed. That I'm hearing overlooked, that many things get overlooked in the medical system because they're always so focused just on one specific thing, and they treat different parts of the body as separate from the rest oftentimes. So there's this, I know this is a very burdensome situation and it's very terrifying. The fact that you almost lost your son is like absolutely crazy. I can't even imagine. But this is serving a purpose, a much bigger purpose than you see right now. When it comes to the future of your son or the future of his health, this is something I feel like I was getting a strong message even when I read this, that it's something that we should discuss in person. I don't want to make future predictions because the future is not set in stone. Okay. The future is constantly in flux. It is constantly open and is molded by our day-to-day choices. Okay. So how we experience something is constantly molded by our daily choices, what the future is going to bring. you're influencing that on a day-to-day basis. So this isn't about kind of channeling, what his future holds, but it's more about just you understanding that this journey, even though it's extremely difficult, and my heart truly goes out to you guys, that it's serving a massive purpose to keep going with it, to not give up on it, and also to look at alternatives, alternative medicine specifically. I'm getting acupuncture for some reason, but look at alternative medicine as ways of supporting his body and helping him heal. What the doctor tells you about him needing to be a TPN patient for the rest of his life isn't set in stone either. So there's an openness that needs to happen in your perception, the way that you are perceiving this entire situation. So there's a lot coming through about that. I'm hearing his journey is not over. His journey is not over. So there's definitely something big that is going to come from this. And I think he can make a comeback. I tap into potential. So right now I'm tapping into the potential of him making a comeback. I don't think it's going to be an easy journey. I think there is going to be a lot of challenge in it. But as long as he has the will to live, as long as he has the will to continue with this process, I feel like he's going to make a very positive impact. I'm just getting that, like a very positive impact. So yeah, so that's what I'm getting. If you do want to get more specific guidance, or if you want to talk to me about this process that he's moving through and the different alternative medicine practices that I'm getting for him, then just send me an email, or you can book a session, and then we'll work through this. We'll just see what else wants to come through. It's a very complicated situation, so I don't want to say too much about it, and I don't want to interfere, because I'm getting that, like, there's certain things that just need to unfold naturally without you knowing about it. So don't be focused so much on like the future and like what's going to happen. Okay. You determine what is going to happen right now based on the different choices you're going to make with him, and maybe even for him if choices need to be made for him. So that is everything that I was getting. Those were the emails. There are more emails that came. There were more messages, and there was a specific comment too that I wanted to respond to with regards to, tapping into this energy and stuff. So this is everything that came through. Whew, I can feel like I just need a little break now. Yeah, that's everything. So if you are interested in more questions, or if I didn't get to you, then definitely just either send me a reminder or just send me an email. I will be looking at anything that I missed. I'm going to go back and check and see what emails I missed, and then I'm going to save those for the next live. Okay, so that's everything for today. Thank you so much to all of you who tuned in. I'm going to go back and read the comments because I didn't get a chance to do that, but thank you so much for being here. I love each and every one of you. My heart goes out to all of you, especially to those of you who are moving through difficult times in your life right now. I promise you everything is going to be okay. And everything that you are experiencing, you are meant to be experiencing. It is changing you, shaping you, molding you into the person that you truly can be. So stay positive, stay in the light, stay strong. Remember, black magic has no effect on you unless you believe it does. Okay, so keep yourselves connected to the guidance that is always there, that is always showing up for you. Pay attention to the signs, the synchronicities, and you are going to do really, really well. I promise everything is going to unfold better and better. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you guys. I loved connecting with you, and this was such a good experience for me, and I hope it was for you as well. So take care, sending you all of my love. Mwah. Beautiful weekend to all of you. Bye. Now I just have to figure out how to shut it off.